Hello, welcome to KitPlus Daily once again. It's been a full-on week with show news and technology news, so don't forget all the previous shows can be seen on Catch Up.
Yeah, just Google KitPlus YouTube and you'll see the daily playlist. Or check out kitplus.com/video and you'll see them all there with related articles, news, and various other interesting links.
You will indeed, but before you do that, stay tuned as we have another great guest coming into the studio right after today's news.
Blackmagic Design have announced that web, comic and gaming powerhouse Penny Arcade is using a variety of its products, including an ATEM Mini live production switcher, to power its live streaming workflow for several weekly online shows. The shows air live on Penny Arcade's Twitch channel, called Penny Arcade, and are later uploaded to its YouTube channel, attracting tens of thousands of viewers. To power its live streaming workflows, Penny Arcade is using ATEM Mini and ATEM Television Studio Pro 4K switchers, along with Micro Studio Camera 4K, Ursa Broadcast and Ursa Mini Pro 4.6K G2 cameras.
Now, we recently spoke to GBLabs on the show, and they have now announced a development partnership with ATTO Technology, who are a global leader in network storage connectivity and infrastructure solutions, and has qualified the ATTO 360 tuning, monitoring and analysis software with GBLabs Core 4 operating system. A network built with ATTO fast frame Ethernet adapters and Thunderlink Thunderbolt adapters can be optimized to perform far better than what's commonly expected of Ethernet networks. Using the ATTO 360 tuning, monitoring and an analytics software helps users easily and quickly tune networks to achieve maximum performance.
And Radio and Television of Montenegro has adopted Riedel Communications state-of-the-art networking and communications tech for its studio upgrade. RTCG are the broadcast rights holder and host broadcaster in Montenegro for a broad range of national and international sporting events. They have installed a comprehensive signal routing and crew communications backbone based on the MediaNet system, the real-time network from Riedel, the Artist Digital Matrix Intercom and Bolero Intercom systems.
And now the part of the show where we thank Media Proxy for their support and pay a few bills. Now, as you may already know, Media Proxy is the global leader for all things compliance, with over 20 years in the business and over 15,000 channels deployed in over 60 countries. They are the trusted partner in the industry for logging, monitoring and analysis of linear broadcasts and OTT.
What you may not know is that LogPlayer is the most advanced multi-panel HTML5 user interface supported across all desktop and mobile web browsers. It has a powerful tool set for quickly turning around clips to publish directly and easily to social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and many others.
And if you're looking to replace your Volocon system, team up with the global leader in compliance. For more information, please check out their website, which is on screen now. And now it's time for today's special guest.
Hi and welcome to Kevin Emmott from Calrec. Nice to have you in the studio. How have things changed for Calrec and the broadcast market since the COVID-19 outbreak?
Oh, hello chaps. Nice to see you as well. How have things changed? Well, good question. For Calrec, for staff, not that much has changed. Actually, we're still working. We've got people in the factory producing equipment. R&D is still at full strength. We're still supporting customers, but for customers and for the industry, there's been a huge shift very quickly, almost overnight, to new working environments. And I think that change has been quite accelerated. So the number of phone calls that we have changed very quickly, and we find that there are lots of different ways for customers to achieve their goals, and one size doesn't fit all. There's been a lot of talk about remote production, but I think it's important that we're very clear on what we're talking about when we talk about remote production. So remote production or at-home production is using an established mixing environment, which is acoustically treated and and a comfortable, well-known environment to mix an event that is somewhere else in another part of the world. So that is about maximizing the investment you've made in the studio. It's about cutting costs. It's about cutting down on travel. That's good for the environment. Crucially, it's about maintaining the quality of the broadcast and the mix. And at the start of this year, it felt like we were really at a tipping point with that. So a lot of broadcasters were using remote production techniques more and more, and it was becoming more and more mainstream. But there is a big difference between remote production and remote working. And what we find is that remote working can mean a lot of different things. So we're talking a lot to customers at the moment about virtualized tools. So that's what I mean by that is assistive and remote control of existing consoles to adapt them to remote working. So a lot of our work over the last few weeks directly with customers has been about how best to help customers adapt to this new working environment. So, for example, we have a product called VP2, which is a virtual production desk, and we have a customer who installed that system earlier this year, and they were using it for automated late-night sports bulletins, and now they're using it for all of their sports news and being able to work remotely and log into that. And similarly, we have a customer who as a financial news organization, they're looking to convert their existing Artemis consoles to VP2. So we've worked with them to devise a way to help them do that. And so that's more about adapting software to run alongside an existing control surface. So that increases that value proposition for them, if you will. And we've had a broadcaster in France who's using Calrec Assist to mix a live daily show on a Type R console. And at the same time as all this, the other way around, we've had customers who are working with hardware, small hardware. So we've had a number of instances where people have used our small, portable, and rugged Brio console, and they've installed that in locations to mix programs which are happening somewhere else, and they've installed it in some amazing places. So we've seen one in the back of their VW camper van, so that they were able to go and work remotely on an OB. And we've had somebody install that in their garage to mix a variety of content live to air. And I think what's changed is that it's illustrated how flexible and adaptable the broadcast industry is, and how the approach to the problem-solving approach has been very ingenious, using technology in a new way.
So what will the longer-term effects on the industry be, do you think?
Well, there's no doubt that there's been some lessons learned, and it will absolutely change workflows. I think this period has been relatively, rapidly accelerated, thought processes and the way to approach things. And as an industry, I think we've all had to be very open-minded to figure out how best to use the tools that we've got. And the things that we are doing now, working with customers to help them achieve, we could do a lot of this before, but now the emphasis has changed. So the emphasis has changed to flexibility and control. And broadcasters, because they're looking for the ability to be more flexible if something happens again, I think the key thing is security now. So it's making sure that they've got the right equipment to be creative when the circumstances demand it. So I don't think we'll see. I think when things get to normal, or whatever normal is,
the new normal,
still be the new normal that we keep hearing about. I think that there'll still be big broadcasts. There'll still be trucks being used. There'll still be. I mean, NASCAR has started again just this week. No crowds, obviously, but NASCAR, they've started doing live broadcasting, and their Game Creek are using a truck there. That's Calrec in it. The way that is approached is clearly different to how it used to be. But I think that what we've found is that we're finding ways to use technology to add in security so that those working practices can still be used. But if and when we need to be distanced or we need to work differently, then we can use that technology to our advantage. So it's about security and flexibility. And positively, actually, what's been very positive about it is the way that broadcasters have been inspired by other broadcasters, by peers in the industry. A reassessment in their own systems to allow for that in the future.
Kevin, a bit more specifically, how have Calrec been supporting their customers through this time?
Well, as I say, we've talked to a lot of customers. We've taken the opportunity of some downtime to provide some online training to customers and also to distributors and partners. So we've done IP remote demos. We've got some coming up which are going on YouTube, talking people through the transition. We've done we've done things on Type R, for example, and we've done a lot of direct support. Our customer support team have done a lot of work commissioning remotely, and also doing network upgrades remotely, which is something that we wouldn't have previously thought about doing before. But we are able to do it. So, for example, we've done a commissioning of 2 studios that both had Type R radio consoles in Hong Kong. So, working with our distributor, we were able to do that remotely. And also, we did a fairly major software update to a network in Colombia as well, with 9 Type R consoles. So, a fairly large network, but again, able to do that from the factory in Hebden Bridge. That's something that we wouldn't have considered before. And we've also launched a series of online virtualization demos using Calrec Assist. So Calrec Assist is our online web GUI, which allows you to log into Calrec equipment. We've got this one set up with a Type R core, which is set up in a demo room in the factory in Hebden Bridge. And what that allows us to do is to go through the functionality of the console through the online Assist GUI. And we've set it up so that you can see the changes being made to the hardware. And that's something that we've launched this week. And people can sign up for an online demo at calrec.com/assist.
Brilliant, Kevin. Well, thank you very much for coming in. It's been a pleasure to talk to you and learning about what Calrec has been doing through this time. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's great. And thanks, Kevin, for coming in today. Always good to catch up and have a chat. Of course, if you'd like to be in our virtual window, then do get in touch. The link's on the screen now.
And of course, the webinars and online training sessions continue. And you can find out all about these on broadcastnetwork.co.uk.
And also, we've got some plans for the future of the Daily to share with you very soon, as well as looking forward to more guests coming up. So until then, we'll see you next time.